Okay, so after looking at those examples, let's see how we're actually going to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to wherever your files are saved. If you've got them saved on Google Drive and you're using the Awesome Drive app extension because you're in the in-house classes, then you can go and you can edit them right there out of Google Drive. If you're in the online class and you've been saving them to your own computer, then you can go and open those files up. But again, you want to pick the files that you got hundreds on and fix those first. If you're not sure which files you got hundreds on, go to Haiku, go to grades and gradebook, and you can go there and you can figure out what you got hundreds on, and you can even view the rubrics to see what you missed points on. But once I fix them, I've got them uploaded to Google Drive. I want to go ahead and I want to go to the documents page. I want to go to insert. And then again, from Drive, if it's a Word document. If it's a Google Doc that you use for the assignment, then you'll choose Google Doc. Well, let's look at Word Docs first. So I'm going to do from Drive, and then I can choose My Drive, and then I can go to Computer, and I can go to first period. Let's see. Did I go to the wrong folder? I need to go to Word. That's it. And then I can go and I can find my different files that I want to use, wherever those files may be, wherever I'm saving them. Now, you could also go back and you could search for them. So you could maybe type in recipe, if that's what you're working on, and click on recipe. Now, even if it's a Google Doc, it's actually going to come up here either way. And so I can hit insert here on this Google Doc. Let's do that first. And once again, we can resize it. We can make it smaller, make it bigger. We can go to the preview option. That'll allow us to go in and preview it to see what it looks like. And what I'm going to be able to do is I'm actually going to be able to click on this and open it. Now I can click on this little guy here, which pops it out and brings me into Google Drive so I can actually look at that file for you. I can click on the X and I can go back, and let's try a Word document this time. So let's go to My Drive. And I'm just going to choose, let's see here. Let's choose this article review here. Insert. And then once again, I can resize and I can set that up. And it's going to just be the exact same way. When I preview it, I can scroll down, and once again, I can click on that little pop out, and it's going to allow me to download this so I can actually view that file, or I can come here and I can open up in Google Docs, whichever one I need. But I will be going through these to make sure that they are 100% and they are all right. And it's up to you how you organize them. Maybe you want to put them side by side and then you want to resize them from there. Maybe you want them one on top of the other. It's up to you how you're going to do it. Either way is acceptable. But make sure it's pretty decently large. So when you actually go and you preview it, that people can actually view it and read it in this format. If they can, then you really want to go ahead and fix it. Now, let's see. So again, if I chose Google Docs, down at the bottom, it would just still give me the same option where I can click on a document, I can insert it, and it inserts it the exact same way that it did before. We can hit the trash can when we're done. But remember that you're selecting activities that you completed and got a grade on. You cannot put anything up here that you did with me as an example. It has to be something that was graded inside of the documents unit. Now, if we go back to our rubric, okay, we can see that you want to fix all your errors, which you should have done. You want to share it with me. So if you haven't, go into Google Drive, share that document with me that you put on your website. But then you need a reflection about what you learned in each activity, at least 4 sentences. So again, if we go back and we look at, let's say, Hannah's, again, she talks about the MLA format, needs to be in 12-point font, Times New Roman, how you should have a heading, how you should have a header. So you're just telling me what you learned in that activity. So in the recipe activity, you learned how to use continuous section breaks, how to use columns, how to use column breaks, how to use bullets, how to use numbered bullets, and all of those different things. And you're just going to go and add a text box. You can make that text box small so that it fits up with it. And you could also even, add an additional text box. Let's add another one. And we could even add it at the top here and make it smaller, and we could label them. So recipe, and then we could go in, we could add a heading, and then we can come down here and we can say, in this activity, I created a recipe using Word. Talk about which program you used. To create this document, I used continuous section breaks, which allow you to make a new section with new formatting on the same page. Again, it must be 4 sentences for each. So then you'd go and do another one, and maybe you're going to actually add that, and maybe you want that one to be next to it, and again, you want it to be smaller. It's up to you how you want to organize it. And as long as it looks nice and looks professional, I'm fine with whatever you end up deciding to do. Maybe you even decide that you want this, centered so that it's centered with the file, which maybe looks a little bit nicer. But again, preview it. Make sure that you go and you add a banner, or at least a large banner to the top. Remember that you can go in and you can change that image. Choose something that fits documents, that actually looks like documents. Now, with that being said, if I'm going to upload my own image or use one from the URL, I could type in, documents banner. And it's a good idea to use the word banner, because that means it's going to give you something that's more related to that type of size. So maybe I like, let's say this one. I click on it. I click on view image. I grab the URL. I go back to my page, add that URL, let it load up. And once it loads, it's taking a little bit, then I can hit select, and there we go. Now I have this nice banner that actually goes along with the idea of documents and what I'm trying to actually show here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and we are going to do spreadsheets in the next video. So I'll see you then.